I don't know about that one, guys. What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the 6-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. That was not as fun as it should have been. I did not enjoy that fourth quarter. I know, chat, you're right there in the same boat as me. That was, we were in line for a real party tonight. Got through three quarters. We're feeling great. I think we might have a nice, fun, easy ride down the stretch. Maybe rest some guys. We're on this road trip here. And then, then the fourth happened. Kind of just left a bitter taste in my mouth. I don't know about you, but before we talk all about that, I do want to welcome you to the 6-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. I'm producer Kevin. Glad you're here. We're going to talk all tonight about this Spurs game, which is, like I said, a little bit of a mixed bag. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk to chat. We're going to do all the fun things that we always do. But before we do any of that, I do need to tell you that this show is brought to you by Rock'em. Rock'em is the world's largest sock store. Really, the world's largest sock store. And they're located in Orlando. It's a Central Florida company with Central Florida employees making all kinds of fun designs of some of your favorite sports teams, but also some non-sports things, favorite brands like Disney, Marvel, Harry Potter, and so forth. But you can shop at rock'em.com for socks and underwear, for all kinds of cool things like that. When you do, use that code MAGIC20. It'll get you 20% off your order at rock'em.com. And if you've been watching this show all season long, which here we are, this is game number, I believe, 48 of the season. If you're watching this show all season long and you haven't bought anything from Rock'em, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, just snag it. Snag a pair of socks, snag a nice little set of underwear. You won't regret it, I promise you. Just be sure you use that code MAGIC20 when you do. Chat, what's up? Guys, it's just one of those weird things. Like, I was fired up through three quarters. I was excited. We're going to get on here. We're going to have a party. And that fourth quarter was just not good. Not good. I'm glad the Magic, saw it out. A 108-98 win in San Antonio, but sheesh. First off, we do have not one, but two super chats. We'll start off with our super chats as we always do. We got Ty Mr. TV says, I can't even say play our song because that didn't feel like a win. It's funny you say that, Ty. As I was pressing the button that says go live, I was literally thinking, if someone says to me, asks me to play the song, which I have right here, it's at my fingertips. I take this finger, I press this button, the song could play. I thought to myself the very same thing. I said tonight's not deserving of a song. I'll be honest with you. Like, maybe after three quarters I might have played the song, but that fourth quarter, bad taste in my mouth. Another super chat from Luis Rosario. Thank you so much for that super chat. Always appreciate that. And Jesus says, Kev, P5 is him. We're still not where we want to be. Thank you all for those super chats. Here's what I got to say about tonight, guys. Tonight was a historic moment for all of us. We all witnessed history tonight because you and I witnessed the last game of Paolo's career when he wasn't an all-star. Very excited for tomorrow. If there's anything that lifts my spirits after that dismal fourth quarter, it is the silver lining that we all believe Paolo Banchero is going to be awarded his first ever all-star appearance tomorrow night. And before I look at the rest of the chat, I do just want to remind those of you that maybe you don't listen to the 6-Man Show, our regular podcast on Mondays and Thursdays. Tomorrow, Thursday, the evening that they are going to announce the All-Star Reserves, at 6:45 p.m., we are going to be live on Playback, which is basically a digital, like, virtual watch party site, basically, where you can watch along with whatever you're watching on TV and watch along with some of your favorite creators, content creators and stuff. So we're going to be live on Playback at 6:45 p.m. reacting to the All-Star Reserves as they are announced. Okay, so if you want to join us, it'll be short and sweet. We'll just be on there for the duration of that, that announcement. Come hang out with us. Come watch our reactions, and hopefully they're good reactions. So yeah, stay tuned to our social channels tomorrow. We'll post the link for that, and it'll be great. It'll be great. All right, chat, let's see what we got here. Luis Rosario says this should have been a 20-plus point game with plenty of garbage time for the bench, but no, we had to play down to the competition. That was a little bit disappointing, for sure. Steven says, point forward, Paolo. The final minute of the first half was awesome. That was great. There are definitely stretches in games where point Paolo is unstoppable. Unstoppable. Steven also said, loved Mo's energy in the first quarter. 2 German hammers. Yep, those were sensational. Gary says, Isaac's minutes are increasing. Yep, tonight he gets 18. Sunday he played 22. Monday he played 8. So 3 games in 4 nights. Looking at just under 50 minutes. of total play in 4 nights. That's an improvement. That's an improvement. Thanks Praises says, love seeing Mose and Pop embracing and respect. By far my favorite coaches of all time. Yeah. It'll be awesome someday when Jamal Mosley passes Greg Popovich for career wins. Yeah, that was a cool moment. That was a cool moment. Yeah, Rom, from 25-3. Yeah, the Magic had a 25-point lead in this one, and the Spurs got it down to 3. Yikes. Not cool. Kind of stressful. Didn't love that. Would love to never have that happen again. Steven says, another game, another team held under 100, even though the Spurs shouldn't have touched 90. Obviously the comeback sucks, but to hold any NBA team under 100 is always impressive. So shout out to them. Let's see. Warp says, man, there's no reason that should have gotten that close near the end. It's a game like this that really scared me, but a win is a win. Absolutely. 100% agree. It's one of those things like we've lost some games I think we deserve to win. That was great English. Let me try it again. We've lost some games we deserve to win. Tonight we won a game. I think we obviously deserve to win it, but we certainly made it interesting down the stretch. Let's see. Ascension says, I nearly canceled my League Pass subscription. Yeah, you and me both, man. You and me both. That was not fun. Free says, a win for us is a game where nobody gets hurt. You know what? You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Molly Mello says, I was about to break something if we lost. Yeah, I think Magic Twitter would have broken if that happened. Yeah. Some of you guys keep saying play the song, even though I said I'm not going to do it. Or maybe if I play the song, I'll only play 3/4 of the song. Chris says, I'll take the win, but dang, I was sweating more than the Jordan Poole. Oh, gosh. Sweating more than the Jordan Peele meme. Paolo played great, and J.I. is a game changer. Let's get magical and play that freaking song. You guys want the song? You guys really want the song? I guess a win is a win. Okay, fine. Here's the song. Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic. Oh. That's all we get, though, okay? That's what we get. That win deserves that much of the song. Matthew says, I'm scared of Minnesota now. Yeah, Friday. Guys, we'll talk about Friday's game here in a little bit, but oh boy. Minnesota is not easy. Not easy. D. Randall says, a win is a win in the standings, no matter how it happens. That's true. That is true. And unfortunately, as we'll look at later across the NBA scoreboard, the Magic needed a win to keep up with some other team that happened to go out and win a game they weren't supposed to tonight. Annoying. Oh, man. Cable says we need to run that tall lineup more often. That tall lineup has been very good this week. Very good this week. You're 100% right. Sean says, Sean reporting to duty. Sean, welcome. Glad you're here. Cable says, as much as I love Cole, I'm ready to move on from him. I mean, if we've said it once, we've said it a million times. Cole is just not feeling it right now. For whatever reason, I don't know. It's very, very strange. Don't like that. Michael Lynch says, saw the result, didn't see the game. Well, let me give you some advice, Michael. If you decide later you want to go back and watch this game, just watch the first 3 quarters. You'll enjoy that more. Just ignore the fourth. Knowing that we won the game, just ignore the fourth. You'll get to see a nice 25-point lead in the third quarter, and then just turn it off after that. Yeah, Jory says, this win did not feel like a win. Yeah. That's about where I am. Michael Martin says, man, them Chipotle wings are going to taste just as good as with any other win. You're right. You're right about that. Same thing with Papa John's, 50% off tomorrow. It's going to taste just as good. 1-point win, 25-point win. It's Papa John's, baby. 50% off. Love that. Oh, man. Thanks, Praise says, I can't lie. I sing or hum along every time. You can't not, okay? Like, if you hear that song, a part of you has to respond. Whether it's a little bit of, the shoulder shimmy or something, or a little hum, or a little, you got to do something to respond to the Orlando Magic theme song. It's not possible to ignore it, It's just one of those things. Luis Rosario says, Paolo playing big time tonight with his mom at the game. Yeah, that was nice. Always nice. Always nice. Jay Curve says, hot take, little old Orlando exposed big bad Wemby. Here's what's annoying. I hope my phone still has this notification. I'm going to find it. Maybe I closed it out. Let's see. What's so annoying is the Magic beat the Spurs tonight, right? They win by 10. The NBA app sent me a notification as soon as the game is over, just like it does every Orlando Magic game. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but the headline of this says, Magic beat Spurs is at the very top. You're not going to be able to see it. It's going to be too blurry. Magic beat Spurs 108-98. It leads with San Antonio, saying San Antonio falls to Orlando. And then it says the first stat line is Wembanyama. Come on now, guys. Come on. It's so painfully, they're shameless. They don't care. It's so painfully obvious what they're pushing. But to go back to what you said, J Curve, sure, some of the stat line looks fine. Ends up with 21. Obviously, 8 boards, 6 blocks. He's always going to get those. But he had to earn every bucket tonight. And I know he's a rookie. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's a fraud, because he's not. Wembanyama is very good. However, the Orlando Magic may have the roster makeup that's required to make life really difficult for him. I'm very excited for the game next Thursday night, not tomorrow, but next Thursday, when the Spurs come to Orlando. I have a feeling that the game might feel similar to the first 3 quarters, but for the whole 4 quarters. Just a feeling. We'll see. Seth says, Isaac will, and mark my words, if he plays next year, will be DPOY. If he plays enough games, plays enough minutes, he will be in the absolute conversation, because he is crazy. He's crazy. Crazy. Anthony says, Vic got carried. Yeah, that's funny. Michael says, maybe those cheating refs will help us out. A nice little reference to Anthony Edwards, which is very funny. Everett says, we need pre-injury Franz and we will be good. Franz tonight was really good. I thought this was the best Franz has looked, I don't want to say all season, but maybe. Certainly most aggressive. Like, he was up and down the court. It was really, really good. Dizzy says, nearly entered concussion protocol from shaking my head when Markelle took it to the basket twice against Wemby twice, and C.D. Osman did the same thing against J.I. later. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, Didalo says you could honestly skip the first 10 minutes too. That's not wrong. Because you're right, the Magic closed the first quarter on like an 8-0 run, 7-0 run, something like that to make it close. Michael Martin says, but producer Kevin, last year this would have been a loss, or the year before, definitely. You're 100% right. We had losses like this. Yeah, we absolutely had losses like this. Nick says, would you say the second unit for the Magic was put on too early? I don't think so. I don't think so. I get what you're saying, but I didn't think that tonight. I mean, chat, you can tell me what you think, but I don't remember thinking, that's too early. Axis says, even when we got up big tonight, I think that was more terrible Spurs offense than peak Magic defense. Still nowhere near the Phoenix game. We lose big tonight against any team near 500. There's certainly something to that. I mean, the Spurs are not good. There's no doubt about that. The Magic did play good defense in stretches tonight, but nothing like that fourth quarter in Phoenix. That was all-time elite defense from that team. That was insane. Matthew says, much respect to Suggs, who fights 110% at the defensive end. We see you. Jalen don't quit, man. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the scoreboard. Jalen is non-stop. Yeah, Arto says, Isaac had 4 blocks in 18 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, GI was bonkers, man. Bonkers. All right. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, Rom says, how many dunks do we have today? We were cooking. Yeah, we had a ton of dunks tonight. It's part of that Spurs defense that when Wemby's not on the floor, there's not a whole lot going on at the rim. I mean, Jeremy Sohan had a few tonight. What did he have? 2 blocks. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot of rim protection, so the Magic were able to get to the rim pretty easily when he's not there. All right, this game, guys. I mean, we already talked about it a little bit, but wow. Some good stuff through the first 3 quarters. Like we mentioned, Franz, I thought was really, really good tonight. Very aggressive. We got out and ran a lot today. Are you going to acknowledge the super chats or not? I acknowledge the first 3. There's a 4th one. My bad, Michael. My bad, Michael. I did not see that till right now. Michael says that Joe Ingles butt thrust sealed the game for us. You better freaking believe it, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Joe with the butt thrust for the win. That was really funny. Very, very funny. Thank you for that super chat, Michael. Appreciate it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so I thought Franz was really good. Paolo, obviously, terrific tonight. Wendell was pretty good. I would like to see him finish those at the rim in the fourth quarter. You know the play I'm talking about. The couple of offensive rebounds and putbacks and point blank and couldn't get it to go. I thought Markelle was all right. Outside of that, you know, J.I., obviously, we mentioned him, was great. Again, guys, I wish I could come here tonight and just like be fired up. Oh, what a win. Comprehensive win, wire to wire. We did blah, 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 blah. That fourth quarter, I mean, really put a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not going to lie. Matthew says, Kevin, are you going to do a trade deadline live video? That would be pretty cool. You know what? We look at that day. See, the hard part is it's an afternoon. The trade deadline is at 3 p.m. on that Thursday. You know, there might be something to that. We hadn't thought about that. We're going to chew on that, Matthew. That might not be a bad idea. We're going to chew on that, all right? Hold that thought. Good idea. Thank you. High Roller says, J.I. guarded Wemby really well. I mean, yeah, 100% he did. Yeah, I'm not sure Wemby had seen a defender like that this season. Luke says, I lost it. Where'd it go? Luke says, what did you think of us challenging the offensive foul early on? It was a terrible decision. Terrible. Like, it felt like the challenge happened so fast. I don't think there was enough time for the staff on the bench to look at the replay and tell Mosley to challenge it. I don't know this for certain. This is just my guess. I think there's a chance Mosley might have just challenged it straight away. Maybe he saw one replay on the video board above him and challenged it. Maybe he just took Franz's word for it and challenged it. Yeah, that was not a smart move. Because it's not like it was even like Franz's 4th foul or something. It was his 2nd. And at best, it was a borderline call. And if you watched the replay, you knew it wasn't even really borderline. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Glad it didn't cost us, obviously, but woof. Glad that could have really come back to bite us later in the game. I honestly, I know sometimes, like, it has to be an egregious call for me to think using it in the first half is good, like, is a good idea. Like, you have to see the replay and go, oh, there is a 100% chance this is getting overturned. That's the only time I can justify a first half use of that challenge. Because, man, if you get it wrong, you're going to be kicking yourself later. Didal says, going live for the Magic to sit on their hands and do nothing. Well, I promise you, we're not going to go live if nothing happens. I'll tell you that. But maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Yeah, outside of that, I don't really know what else I want to say about this game. We can look at the box score. Let's start there. Let's start at the box score. I haven't even looked at all of this yet. Franz with 20 points, 8 and 5, 9 of 16 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. The only negative for Franz tonight was certainly the turnovers. They were bad. 6 turnovers tonight for Franz. And at least half of them I can remember off the top of my head as horrible decisions. So obviously you want to see that cleaned up. Magic only have 15, I should say only. Magic have 9 turnovers outside of Franz, 15 total. But for the rest of the team to have 9, that's terrific. Yeah, Franz was really, really good tonight. Just clean up those turnovers, and he's in good shape. Paolo, we've already talked about him. He was great. 25 points, 9 of 18 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 5 of 7 from the line, 9 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals. I mean, come on now. Only 1 turnover. A terrific performance tonight for Paolo. Not just in the stat sheet. Yeah, the stats are nice. But he was in control of the game. Very rarely did he force something that wasn't there. And he looked like the best player on the court tonight. He was great. And again, like I said, his last game before he becomes an all-star tomorrow. So very, very excited for that. Wendell had an interesting night. Spent a lot of time with Wembanyama. Ends up with 14 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. It was all right. Jalen, pretty quiet night for him. He's had a lot of pretty strong showings offensively in the stat sheet over the last several weeks. Tonight ends up with just 7 points, but, gives you a bunch of other stuff here. What is that? Is that 5? Yeah, 5 assists, 4 steals for Jalen. Yeah, that's great. Love that. Markel, 11 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 5-11 from the field. A good night for Markel, good. You're not going to hear me sit here and go, "Oh, he's back." I don't think that's the case, but he was good. Joe Ingles, invisible tonight. 4 boards, 2 assists, a steal. That's about it. Went 0 for 2 from the field. That's always disappointing. We have a lot of fun. I would be curious to know, like, when Joe has a good game statistically, how many times that converts to Magic wins. I might have to do some research on that, because not only is it fun when Joe Ingles is playing well, but usually it helps the team out. Mo Wagnerstein, 10 points, 4 boards and assists, a block. Went 5-9 from the field. Again, just a good night from Mo. Anthony Black, wow. Drops 20 on Monday, 2 tonight. Just did not have the same kind of opportunities that he had on Monday. Cole Anthony, we talked about him already. Fine night. Wasn't bad, Certainly wasn't great. But he's just still not himself. He just does not look like Cole Anthony. It's very, very odd. And then J.I. rounds us out here. 8 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 4 boards, and of course, 4 blocks. 4 blocks. Jonathan Isaac was everywhere, which you love to see. Sean says, "Man, Spurs got an exciting player in Wemby." Let's do this, guys. Let's talk about Wemby. What do you guys think about Wemby? For me, that was the first time I've sat and watched all 48 minutes of a game with the Spurs this season. I've seen large sections of games, like quarters of games, all that kind of stuff, but this is the first time I've watched a full Spurs game. So I'm curious, chat. Let me know what you guys think about Wembanyama. Some of you have probably watched him more than me this season, but I'm curious what you guys think about him as we're talking about that. Louis Rosario with a super chat. Thank you for that. He says, the Paolo to Franz full court touchdown pass. Oh, yeah. That was spicy. Loved that. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, that was really, really fun. But yeah, chat, let me know. I want to hear about hear what you think about Wembanyama, because I have some thoughts about him. Arto says Franz 8 rebounds is nice. Dizzy says Franz rebounding has improved massively lately. Yeah, he's been good. Luke, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this. He says, I'm glad we didn't settle for threes even with Wemby's rim protection. Yeah, the Magic only took 20 threes tonight. So yeah, I thought that same thing when I saw that box score. That's really good. Steven, this is a good question. He says, is there really no way we can't mix Goga in, especially when we're putting out the big lineups? I noticed his body language is off. Having back-to-back DMPs, Dell or Mo are capable shooters to be at the 4. Yeah, this is a tough one, guys. We talked about this going into this stretch where we're finally healthy. Some guys are just going to be the odd man out. A guy like Caleb Houston, who had a couple good games, one really good game, a couple okay games, and then some not so great games. But during that stretch where he was having to play, a guy like Caleb Houston, a guy like, Goga, you can't play everybody. And so Goga right now is the odd man out. He will still be called upon in, specific situations, or maybe if a guy gets foul trouble or it's a certain matchup. But it's hard. It's definitely hard. Goga played well, but, offensively, obviously doesn't give you a whole lot outside of offensive rebounds, which is valuable. Don't get me wrong. It's not like he's invaluable no, it's not like he's not valuable, but it's just tough. And that's the way the coaching staff has decided to go. All right. We got some Wembanyama comments here. High Roller says he's scary. Matthew says Wemby is going to be a star in a couple of years. I think he might be a star now, honestly. He's been better than I expected. Tim says he's insane. Sean says Anthony Black not invited to any of the rookies, to any of the All-Star Weekend rookie stuff is what you're saying. Jordan Hawkins killing me. Yeah, that was disappointing that he didn't get invited to the Rising Stars showcase on Saturday, but you also kind of understand it. Soul Train says Victor is a bigger Bol with a better work ethic. In some ways, maybe. Chris says Wemby's going to be a nightmare. Yeah, I think defensively he already is. Axis says, I think Wemby needs to get a point guard to get him the ball in the low post. He can't do much off the dribble far away, especially against giant defenders like J.I. He's had a couple moments this season, driving to the rim, but you're right. He, not going to be able to do that on every possession. Tim says his presence on defense is crazy, and his offensive game is limitless, or maybe someday will be limitless. JLR says, I think he's good, but having J.I. on him stopped him from getting hot. Great player, though. Yep. CM says the potential is scary. JLR says, I don't know about Mo and Goga playing together. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Couple more Wemby thoughts here. Luke says Wemby's a beast, man. When that shot gets more consistent, he's going to be a problem. Nearly impossible to fully contest. Yeah, how are you going to contest a 7'4", 7'5" guy with that wingspan? Good luck. Oh, man. You'll have to bear with me. Long week. Chris says, with Wemby, it may be a case of letting him get his and making sure none of the guys around him get any. Eventually, I think that's definitely the case. Once he's the crazy superstar that he looks like he's going to be, that's going to be the move. Steven says, I'm just glad Wemby is in San Antonio instead of Detroit and Houston. Me too. Wemby is inevitable. There's your Avengers reference, Endgame reference. He has a lot of freedom to try out everything. He'll figure it out, and the league is done. Yeah, I've been impressed with Wembanyama this whole season. He's been better than I thought. I was very skeptical of the hype. In fact, the hype that was around him, and still is, but the hype that was around him just made me basically kind of shut down on him. No, whatever. The guy's gonna be not a bust, but he's not gonna be that. But man, he's that and some more. He's really good. Really, really good. All right, let's look at the other parts of this box score, and we're going to get out of here. Right now, Jonathan and Luke are recording the next episode of the Six Man Show as we speak. Of course, we are an Orlando Magic podcast. If you're new around here, we put out episodes every Monday and Thursday is in about an hour and 6 minutes away, which means we'll have a new episode coming out overnight tonight with Jonathan and Luke, and they'll get to talk about the Dallas game, the San Antonio game, look ahead to Paolo's potential all-star berth tomorrow, and all kinds of fun things like that. So definitely check that out later on Thursday. All right, some more box score stuff. We're going to fly through this stuff and call it a night here. Points in the paint, Magic just, 62. That's what we talked about. Guys were getting at the rim. We had a ton of dunks tonight. You'd love to see that. San Antonio ended up turning on the Jets in the second half of the fast break points. They ended up with 27 fast break points. Don't love that. That is a lot. That's a lot. Magic ended up with 31 bench points. San Antonio's 25. 15 turnovers. Oh gosh, I'm not going to make it. Again, we talked about this. Take away Franz's 6 turnovers. You end up with 9 turnovers for the team, which is, quite good. You'll take that. Magic ended up with 23 points off of San Antonio's 17 turnovers. That's great. Wait a second. Sean says, man, I was lit last post game, wondering if Kevin could tell. Maybe not. That's funny though. A couple other things here. Shooting percentages. Magic shoot 47% from the field and 35% from three. Average from three, 7 of 20. I'm just glad that was mentioned earlier. Glad we only took 23s. because we could have very easily decided, oh, Wembanyama's there, we're just going to sit back and take 40, Magic shoot well at the free throw line, 19 of 23 for 82%. You'll take that, considering how the Magic have done for many games this season. 45 boards to 41. We get 12 offensive rebounds, which is great. You love to see that. 29 assists on 41 field goals. That's great. You love to see it. Lots of good stats here from the Magic. So, again, overall, pretty comprehensive win, except for that stretch in the fourth quarter where we let them back in the game. Other scores around the league, guys. This sucks, okay? Not what you want to see down here, okay? We'll come down here to the games that are already gone final. The Thunder beat the Nuggets. That's whatever. Timberwolves blow out the Mavericks. Again, we see that team in Minnesota on Friday. Pelicans beat the Rockets, and this game is the one that hurts. The Heat snap their 7-game losing streak and defeat the Sacramento Kings. I did not expect that. I thought Sacramento was going to take care of this one easily, and they're useless. So Heat get their win. Now we're still level with them in the standings. Wish that wasn't the case. I really thought we were going to pass them tonight, but oh well. Cavs end up coming back against the Pistons. The Pistons were right in this game in the fourth quarter. Again, would have loved to see the Cavs was there and the Bulls beat the Hornets. Other games that are going on right now, Blazers currently trailing the Bucks, and the Nets and Suns right now on ABC. Suns are up by 10. It looks like they're going to pull out the victory there. That leads to the standings, which I just mentioned. Magic do not move tonight. They stay tied with the Miami Heat at 25-23 and 2 games back of the Indiana Pacers. I believe the Pacers play tomorrow. Yes, they play tomorrow at the New York Knicks. Okay. That's going to be interesting. Knicks, hottest team in basketball right now. Pacers, can they handle them? I don't know. In some ways, I hope they don't. In some ways, I hope the Pacers lose because I think the 6th seed is the new target for the Magic now. I feel like the 4 and 5 seed is long gone, but the 6th seed is our target. All right, chat. One last time. Let's see what you got here. Didala says no Doncic. So I did not realize that Luka Doncic was out tonight. Soul Train says Kings are inconsistent defensively. Yeah, tragic. Wish they were good tonight. Big Dog says should trade for Murray. Now, which Murray is that? Is that Keegan Murray? Is that DeJounte Murray? I'm assuming probably DeJounte Murray. Steven says our team is missing a shooter like Vassell. Imagine if Jet can be that guy. Yeah, Jet, Caleb, I don't care. Somebody. But yeah, Devin Vassell would be insane. Freeze says that Jimmy Butler Media Day photo is still hilarious. It gets me every time. I'm not going to lie. Like, the guy's a clown. I don't like him, but it's pretty funny. Definitely pretty funny. Soul Train says Siakam versus OG will be interesting. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. 35 minutes coming up here. Like I said, episode of the Six Man Show will be out later today, Thursday, as you're watching this or listening to this. For those of you that are local, Central Florida, the next watch party for the Six Man Show and the Orlando Magic is this game Friday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So obviously, check that out. It's going to be at Elixir. For more information, you can check us out on social media. We've got posts there all about that. It'll be fun. Jonathan, Luke will be there for that. But yeah, I think that's probably going to do it for us tonight, guys. Again, kind of a weird one. Magic win, which is great. You love to see it. Don't love how it ended. But as was mentioned on here, a win is a win is a win. We'll take that every single time. Again, we'll be back here Friday night. Big game in Minnesota against one of the best teams in the West. It's going to be a really tough one. But the Magic, they'll have a day of rest, Can they pull out a win in Minnesota? I don't know. We'll find out. But until then, we'll talk to you then. Okay, whatever. Go Magic. Bye.